If I open up social media one more time for this New Year's and hear people go, who wants to join me with this? And who wants to join me with that?
Mhm.
And I just want to scream, you guys are robbing your children of just living because everything you do is a thing. I was talking with a young mom the other day, and she was telling me about this group of young moms and then this study she read and how she was seeing this in this group of moms. And then it completely confirmed what this study said, which is that we have more young moms dealing with depression and mental issues now than ever. And just what is going on with that, and everybody's trying to figure out what it is. And to me, I mean, I don't know all of the things, but I would say one is this thing that is killing us that we don't realize, and it's this pressure that we think is a good thing that is coming through media and social media and everything being a thing. So, for example, we can't do anything without having to have it attached to a movement or a
Mhm.
trend or needing to take pictures to prove that we're part of it and then get the right hashtags. And it's just this underlying pressure. And when I started saying this to this young mom and then this group of young moms, it was like the light went on and all of a sudden tears fell where there were
Mm.
these things that these moms thought were so good and so necessary for them to do it right. And it was actually burdening them. Like for
Yeah.
example, did you guys know that you can go outside with your kids and not count the hours? Like, you don't have to feel the pressure that every time you step outside, you have to chart and map and look at the hours. Or how about this one? You can sit down with your kids and read them a poem without having to have this beautiful, incredible feast laid out
Right.
with all the cookies and all the cups, and then take the pictures and do the hashtags. And I'm telling you, this pressure
Mhm.
on this generation of moms,
Yeah.
it's something that we aren't aware of because it's just what we're doing, like we talked about in the last it's what you do.
Right.
But not only is it killing us and causing more pressure than we can even handle, and this constant feeling of I'm not doing enough, right?
Yeah.
Like my 5 hours outside, I was supposed to get 6, and therefore I just robbed my children of these beautiful hours outside and these beautiful moments that we could have had because I was being all worked up about how many other mom hours other moms are doing, or how I'm supposed to log this, or what hashtag I'm supposed to use, or what if I didn't get the beautiful picture. So I think these things aren't bad, these things I'm talking about, but I'm just saying that we live in a generation where there's a movement for everything.
Yeah.
There is a title for everything. There's a hashtag for everything. There's a group for everything. If I open up social media one more time for this New Year's and hear people go, who wants to join me with this? And who wants to join me with that?
Mhm.
And I just want to scream, you guys are robbing your children of just living because everything you do is a thing.
Yeah.
And you're putting so much pressure on yourself. I sat with this mom, and as I was telling her, you know what? It's okay to read your kid a poem and have a disaster around you, they're going to hear the beauty of the poem. It's okay because
Yeah.
she was paralyzed. She's like, I don't have the teacups and I don't have the crumpets and I don't have
Uh,
the beautiful tablecloth. And she was crying and she was like, and I can't
and
make
so
it
she's
what
doing
it's
it
supposed to
too
be.
long. Yeah.
So guess what she did? She just
Just
didn't do
didn't do
it.
it. Yeah.
And she said, I just need to find a school to put my kids in
Mhm.
because I can't do this. And she said that over and over, I can't do this. And she said, I'm like 100 hours behind how many hours we're supposed to be outside.
Oh
And
my.
she said, "So I just quit and I just can't do this." And she just started crying and I wanted to say, "Stop.
Yeah.
Stop all of this insanity." We have to remember that people that come up with all these things, they're just people and these are really cool things that they came up with,
Yeah.
but it doesn't have to be our thing, right? Like
Right.
it doesn't have to be my thing. I mean, part of part of the beauty of what we do as homeschool moms is we say, my kid doesn't have to fit in the box. Like, my
Mhm.
kid is fearfully and wonderfully made and created uniquely on purpose for a purpose. And we say all these things and we quote all these verses. But then we forget that, wait a minute, I'm uniquely created as well.
Mhm.
I don't have to fit into the box. I don't have to do all the things that everybody is telling me I have to do. Like, I can just live. I can actually go out and spend time weeding my garden with my kids and have real conversations that are authentic that just happen to come up. And I don't have to do these scripted things that I read in some nature book that
Right.
I'm supposed to do with them that robs me of just the organic living with my
Yeah.
children. And the reality is, mamas have been raising babies and teaching their kids from the beginning of time
Right.
without all these things,
Right.
these movements. And so, again, I'm not, we're going to have moms that write in and say, wait a minute, these are the greatest things. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them.
Right.
What I am saying is there is a lot of unnecessary pressure
Mhm.
that this new generation is putting on themselves to be all the things, to be like the mom next door, to be like the mom on Instagram, to make sure that they're doing all the things. And what I want to do is I want you to walk away from this to say this year, I want to free you from that. Just be who God created you to be
Yep.
and just live and get up in the morning and say, Lord, how many hours do you want me to spend inside, outside, upside down, reading with a beautiful feast or a terror, like a mess? Like, God, what do you want from me today?
Yeah.
And let's drop all of the stuff and let's just be. And so, mamas, I'm not judging anything. I'm not saying one thing's right, one thing's wrong. I'm just saying there is freedom to let go of all that stuff, all the pressure, all the things that the world right now is putting on you. You
Yeah.
know, the you need to exercise and make your bread from scratch and ferment your foods and like and you're talking to me like I make my bread from scratch. But you know what?
I don't.
Right, you don't. And guess what? It's okay. Like
Yeah.
God, we're not going to get to heaven and God's going to go, "Man, you made an extra loaf from scratch or you spent an extra hour outside." Or like we just need to embrace who we are
Yeah.
because we're also telling our kids they have the freedom to be who they are. So
Right.
take the pressure off you of yourself this year. That is one of the things I want you to get rid of
Yeah.
to reset, to find joy again in what we're doing and not have to strive to do all the things, to be all the things. Because I'll be honest, none of those things are in the Bible. Like,
Right.
none of those things are prerequisites. It's okay if you do none of those things as long as you are teaching and training your children up in Christ, in
That's
his
right.
word, in who they were created to be, and that you're loving on them. And it looks different in every home.
Yeah. I cannot agree with you more. And I think so often we look at all of these other families and what the problem is with social media is that we
Yeah.
think everyone else is doing these things
Yes,
because
totally.
we see pictures of it. We see people posting about it and stuff.
Right.
But I guarantee, those moms who post pictures of them doing their poetry tea time,
Yes.
they don't do that every single day with their
No.
kids. They might do it one time and then
Yeah.
they take a picture of it. And our natural instinct is to just go, oh, well, I'm doing it wrong because I'm not
Right. Right.
doing it the way they do it.
Exactly. And
And
it is beautiful. Poetry tea time is beautiful. And I suggest everybody give it a go. But how many of those pictures do you have screaming, crying, tear
right.
stained faces to get them to that table? And I just want to free you guys to say, you know
Yeah.
what? If going outside today means that kids are crying and you are wrestling their snowsuit on them and everybody's hysterical, it's okay. It's okay to say, today, I'm not going to get the hashtag and the numbers filled and the pictures taken. It's okay if we just fall apart on the floor and build a blanket tent or
Yeah.
not and read the darn poem. Like,
Right.
it's okay, moms. You
Right.
don't, and there's nothing wrong with those things. But when they bring on the pressure, when it starts to tell you you're not good enough, or this is what I'm hearing, I can't do it.
Right.
If that is coming out of your mouth, then these things are an idol, then
Right.
these things are a burden, and these things are toxic to you. Because the truth is, you can homeschool your kids. And
Yep.
if those things are telling you otherwise, get rid of them.